everyone, welcome back. So, as promised, today I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the traditions that we follow in Ecuador on the day everybody knows as the Day of the Dead or El Día de los Muertos. So, let's get to it. Hey guys, so let's get to it. You guys know the Day of the Dead, also known as El Día de los Muertos. Everybody knows it as a very much Mexican tradition. Um, with the ofrendas and the beautiful orange flower. I don't know the name of the flower, so that's why I'm calling it the beautiful orange flower. And the food and the whole festivities that kind of go behind the Mexican tradition, right? But El Dia de los Muertos is not just a Mexican tradition. It is something that is celebrated in different countries in Latin America in different ways. So me being Ecuadorian, I kind of want to bring to light a little bit of what we do in Ecuador, at least that I know of. It can vary from place to place. I've never physically celebrated it in Ecuador, but my family and I do celebrate this day here in the US. So this year, obviously, we weren't able to get together to do what we usually do. We always get together and make guaguas de pan or cola de morada. So, guagua literally means baby in Quichua, which is a native tongue in Ecuador, and it's very much entangled into our Spanish language. Sometimes we'll say like chachay or astaray or cuida el guagua, but it's all words that kind of get intermingled with us, but that's something for a different time. So we make the guagua de pan, and it's supposed to represent our loved ones, our ancestors, the people that have passed, And it's a bread that looks like a swaddled baby, but now there's different decorations, different ways to do it, and it's not always going to look just like a swaddled baby. And with that, we drink what we know as colada morada. I kind of call it witch's brew sometimes just because it looks purple. Well, it has a purple color, but because of the purple color, I kind of call it witch's brew because, it kind of looks like a witch's drink. But that's just me. Nobody really calls it that. That's just what my cousin and I kind of associate it with. But it's called colada morada. And it's supposed to represent the journey from life to death, and not something that should be feared or be sad about, but more of a time of celebration and something to honor, because yes, our loved ones have passed, they have died, and depending on your religious beliefs, they have gone to a better place, and you want to celebrate them for who they were, the life that they had, and the journey that they took throughout their time that they were alive that led to the point where let's say the new generation is here now. So it's not something to be sad about or to be upset about, but to honor their memory, I did do a little bit of research on some of the things that they do in Ecuador. So in Ecuador, similar to in Mexico, they apparently some do also go to the cemetery, they visit their loved ones, and they also make food, for food that their loved one liked, and as a kind of like ofrenda. Here in New York, in the US, my family and I, we don't necessarily do that part just because it's not something I've grown up with them. But what we do the what was the pan and the colada morada. So my family, what we actually do, one of my aunts, she'll make the dough, the regular plain dough, and then the different colored doughs. And everyone would get their plain dough, and then we get to decorate it and create anything we want. I remember once I tried to make a Katrina. I also tried to make a baby. They were very bad. That's not for me. I cannot make anything pretty. But, the point is I tried, and it's something I remember in my childhood. My cousins and I always remember doing from time to time. And it's a tradition that's kind of just gone along with us. Sadly, this year, I think I mentioned it earlier, but sadly this year, we haven't been able to do it just because of everything that's going on, the pandemic. It's just, we don't want to risk anybody getting sick. So far, we've all been pretty good, and we don't want to necessarily put anybody in danger or in harm's way. But hopefully next year we're able to actually come together, and I'll be able to show you all a little glimpse of what we actually do. You know, it's a very fun tradition, something that we've done, and now that we have a newer generation in the family, we definitely want them to remember this. I remember it was so much fun when I was a kid, and it would be fun to see the little kids also have those memories engraved in them. So even though we're all different ages and everything, it's still something that brings it's always going to be something that brings us all together as a very loving memory, you know? So I hope you all learned something from this, and if it's something you guys liked and enjoyed, don't forget to hit like. I'm going to be talking a little bit more topics of some of the things that we do in my family, some little traditions that we follow. I'm not sure if it's just Ecuadorian traditions or if it's just Latino traditions, you know, little things that kind of come along with being a Latina here in New York. But, you know, if these are some of the topics that you would like to hear about, definitely hit like and subscribe. I'm going to be talking about different things: mental health, fitness, eating healthy, the whole shebang, you know? So if it's all something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe. Definitely leave a comment down below of some of the things you would like to hear me talk about. Okay? See you guys next time.